Well, it's football season here, collegiate football. These are my first figures from Harvinger's Collegiate Legend, and I've got one guy from Alabama and another one from Auburn University. And in the package over here, you can see someone from Clemson, but he's still in this package. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull him out. This is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, figuring since 2002. Like and subscribe. So I've got those figures from Big Bad Toy Store. They're not available in Canada, unfortunately. Harvinger Studios does not want to ship to Canada, so you have to buy them through Big Bad Toy Store. As soon as I saw those figures, I liked them. I'm not the world's first or foremost football fan, but I recognize good action figures when I see them, and these are good action figures. And for some collectors, there might be the holy grail, what they've been looking for a while. So let's look at them in more details and let's have fun with them. So far, the construction of those figures is fairly simple. They all have the same bodies, and the only thing that changes are the heads. There's a Caucasian head, white guy's head, and a black guy's head. And the only difference I could see is that the nose seemed a bit wider in the black guy, and that's about it. But the bodies are exactly the same. Alabama was the first figure of the line. And the reason I bought this one is because it looks like the McGill, well, what used to be called the McGill Redman. Not sure what they're called anymore. I think there was an issue with the name and they changed the Redman to something else. So I'm a Canadian, as you can tell. I'm not American, and that's why I got this one, because it's the one that looks the closest to my alma mater, McGill University, here. And my other alma mater, University of Toronto, my graduate studies, used to sport blue, but I don't believe that they had some orange there. I'm hoping one day we'll have those figures for Canadian collegiate, well, university teams also. That would be great. I'd even like one for my current university here where I teach. But anyway, those figures have kind of loose ankles, by the way, so it might be a problem. See, it doesn't want to hold on easily. Each of them come with a lot of hands and equipment and 2 balls and so on. Well, and good articulation, but you'll have to be careful. If you look here, there's already some kind of a plastic degradation here because I bent the elbow here. So you can see the white of the plastic already here. Not a good thing. They don't have any torso articulation inside, so it's just one piece here, and a rubber overlay on all of them, and a mask like this. You can't remove the mask, it's glued on, because I mean, if you removed it, then you would see that they're all the same face, all the same characters. So the way that they've done these is that, well, unless you customize them, you have one example per team, so you don't have multiple numbers here of the character. I'm not sure if Auburn University has a number 1 currently, but if there is, that's the guy. Most of those figures come in 2 skin tones, like I mentioned, the white and the black guy, and those are the only variation that they have. Now, the guys from Harvinger have mentioned that they might do some other body types in the upcoming releases to add maybe quarterbacks and so on to their rosters, and that might be a good thing. What can you do with one of those figures? Well, they have the usual articulation. That's a perfect Van Damme, by the way, but it's not a drop down hip, so that's a good thing. You can bend the knees here. There's very good ankle articulation here. The sculpt are very simple, but they're good. So your football players will be very lightweight here. They're not like the beefiest, but that's okay. They'll come back with some other guys later. You have a double joint here in terms of the neck and the head being articulated separately. And it makes sense for them to reuse those body types across the line. There are several universities represented right now, including Navy and Army figures. So those are good things. If you're American, if you're Canadian, I don't know if they'll ever have Canadian teams. And we don't know if they'll have professional football teams like the Canadian Football League, CFL, or if they'll have the American League also. Maybe. Very good twist on the bicep. Double articulation at the elbows. The sculpt seems alright. There's kind of a bump here. I don't know if it's from the box, but this guy here does not have this bump here. So it might be something that happened in the packaging while on transit here. And socks and so on. They all look the same, including the Clemson guy here. I'm not a fan of packaging, so I mean, I don't really review packaging, but that's what they look like inside of a package, right? Nothing specific to them. They're tied, and with all the different hands that they have, several extra hands. Okay, 4 pairs, including another one with a ball, and you can have a ball on the left or the right hand, and there's this extra ball here. This is the legalese and stuff, and obviously each of them come with the action figure stand, which is kind of grass thing, fake grass that you would see in a stadium. That's what it is here, and that's good. I mean, it works. It does what it's supposed to be doing, and well, the figures don't quite stand on the peg properly, but you could reuse this with any other figure if you want. Now I've got 2 of my starting lineup here. This is how they look. So they're 112, as you can see, and this is how they look with starting lineup. They're compatible, you could say. I guess all we're missing right now are hockey and baseball action figures, and then we'll have everything. What else can I say? Very simple design, uniform design, which means they reuse the buck over and over again, and that's okay. I'm not complaining about that. This is exactly the way a smaller company should do it. These are a bit more expensive than your regular Joe's or Marvel Legend. They're about $10 extra if you buy them from Big Bad Toy Store. You can also buy them straight from Harvinger, but like I mentioned, they will not ship in other countries like Canada. They only ship in the US. So Big Bad Toy Store has the best shipping rates for Canadian and often for even Americans, so why not support them? Of course, they keep more of their money. Harvinger keeps more of their money when you buy straight from them, but then can they really ship everywhere? And is the service as smooth? Maybe, maybe not. A lot of those figures currently are sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, but I saw that they were sold out before and then they replenished their stock. So maybe Harvinger makes a lot of those right now and they just keep releasing more of them as there is a need for them. I understand that these are popular with kids, and that's a good thing. Maybe it's going to get kids to play with action figures again, and I'm not complaining about that. Why would I? These are the Harvinger Studio Collegiate Legend action figures. They look nice. I wish that they had one for Canadian teams also, Canadian universities. We don't call them colleges in Canada, we call them universities. A college is something different in Canada. It's not the same thing as a university, so we don't have any Canadian teams so far, but I hope that they'll have some eventually. And then I'll just have to buy those from my alma mater, different university I've attended, and the one where I'm currently employed as a professor. And that'll make me very happy. This is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling you in since 2002. Like and subscribe.